Hi everyone, Matt Lockaby again here, the managing partner at Lockaby PLLC here in Lexington, Kentucky. And today we're talking about every employer's and every HR professional's favorite topic, employee handbooks. There aren't any state or federal laws that require employers to have or to maintain employee handbooks, but these are foundational documents that can provide a lot of helpful information, provide all the clear expectations for employment, and for a variety of other reasons are really useful. If your organization does not have an employee handbook, you need to consider putting one together as soon as possible and getting good legal guidance on what this handbook needs to include. And that's why we're here today. Now, an effective employee handbook is going to include a variety of things, but most importantly, it's going to set out those clear baseline expectations for employment, for behavior in the workplace, and critically, what to do when questions arise. So what do these generic sections within the handbook look like? Well, first is an outline of general employment information. This could be the employee's classification. Are they full-time or part-time? Are they exempt or non-exempt? These classifications are vital for an employer for a variety of things. It's going to determine whether employees are eligible for benefits. It will determine whether they are eligible for overtime pay, things of that sort. But in general, these are also outlining all those basic expectations for performance and for behavior in the workplace. Next are workplace guidelines. So this includes performance reviews, a social media policy, dress codes, company culture, and even other types of things like disciplinary action and attendance. All the types of guidelines and requirements that the employer has for every employee. Employers also need to include a section on workplace safety. This doesn't just include a section on job-specific safety requirements, but it will also include a reporting structure for what to do if an on-the-job accident were to occur. Handbooks also need to include information on confidentiality and privacy protections. Now, this can be for a variety of reasons, but one of which is protecting an employer's trade secrets, confidential information, customer information, and vendor information. Employees are going to be privy to a lot of information about third parties, whether they are customers or clients, suppliers, vendors, business partners, and a confidentiality policy will ensure that employees know exactly what they can and can't use and when and how they can actually use that information. But this might also apply to other aspects of confidentiality, right? Trade secrets of the employer, sensitive and competitively sensitive information. Employees need to know exactly how they can and cannot use that information. Let's talk about one of the most important provisions within any employee handbook, and that's the anti-discrimination, anti-harassment, and anti-retaliation provision. This policy or this provision is going to outline for employees clearly and in plain language exactly what type of conduct can lead to termination, can lead to disciplinary action, or other types of adverse consequences. The policy is also going to provide employees with a mechanism for reporting any type of illegal or unwanted or offensive conduct, whether it is discrimination or harassment or retaliation. Now, we've talked about this reporting mechanism in other videos, and hopefully you'll go check them out here. Employers would be very wise to make sure that they provide a variety of reporting options to employees, whether it's in HR, whether it's their manager, both males and females, and even possibly an anonymous reporting tool to give employees options that help them feel as comfortable as possible in coming forward with what can be rather sensitive or even rather inflammatory allegations. There are a variety of other things that every employee handbook should include, and we really can't get through all of them today. However, employers do need to know that state-by-state regulations, that federal laws, especially with respect to the workplace and labor and employment matters, they vary and they update regularly. So employers need to make sure that they go through their handbook at least on an annual basis to incorporate any updates that might be required, changes in federal regulations and legislation, and of course down to state-by-state regulations and legislation that is updated. If you have any questions about your handbook, or if you need advice or counsel on putting together a handbook from scratch, contact us today. Let us know. We'll be happy to guide you through this process. If you've liked this video, if you found it helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.